I'm Lindsay. This summer, after my freshman year, I spent this summer on a stateside summer mission. When I think back on my summer, one theme would be brokenness. Pride is something that I have always struggled with, thinking more of myself than I should, and putting too much stock in my own accomplishments and personality. When I arrived on mission, I felt a lot of pressure to prove myself. And as I learned more about who I am in Christ, I just felt a huge weight lifted off of me. I was able to more fully grasp what it means to be saved by grace. I knew with head knowledge that my works didn't save me, or that what other people thought of me didn't matter. But still many of the motivations for my actions were partially out of performance. And as I learned more about God's character, I just felt free to be myself and to act out of love and reverence for the Lord, and not out of a concern for how I would be perceived by people. Before mission, I expected to grow personally like this. I anticipated that the Lord would change my heart in incredible ways. But what I didn't foresee was how the Lord would use mission to reveal to me his desire to use me to invest in what he's doing around the globe. Week 1 on mission, the staff shared the goal of half of our mission going overseas in the next 2 years. And I quite honestly sat there and I looked around at the rest of the students in the room and I thought, you guys can do that. See, my plan was to go on mission and then return to school in the fall and spend the next couple of summers preparing to go to medical school. And as the summer progressed, I was presented with the needs and the realities of the world, and my heart was slowly reoriented to mirror God's desire to reach the nations. And I can specifically remember the night that I sat there and I made a commitment to go. I stopped saying that those around me can go to the world, and I started saying that I can go. I will go. Wherever you want me, Lord, I want people to know you. And I left mission not fully knowing what that was going to look like. I was committed to going, but I wasn't really sure where. And my parents have recently moved to East Asia. So a while back, I was on the phone with my mom, and she was explaining to me the fear that many people have there surrounding going to church. And my heart was just broken for that area of the world. I realized that millions there are separated from Christ. A couple weeks after that, the staff on my campus asked me if I would lead the summer mission to East Asia Park Place this summer, and I felt that that was the next step in the Lord's leading, so I said yes. Since mission, I've been challenged not just to consider my summer plans, but my life plans as well. On mission, I started to question whether my plan for my life was mine or if it was the Lord's. My plan of going to medical school and becoming a surgeon was something that I had wanted since I was 5 years old. And on mission, I just began to surrender that to the Lord and examine how he might be leading me in a different direction. One night this past semester, I was so worn down. It was 2 a.m. and I was nowhere near done with what I needed to accomplish just for the next morning. And I was in tears with frustration. And I said, God, I don't want to do this. And I heard him say, Lindsay, this isn't what I want you to do. And I could picture myself holding on to my dream of becoming a surgeon with one hand and reaching out for God's hand with the other, but I just couldn't bring myself to let go. About a week later was fall getaway, and the final talk of the weekend was about stewardship of our life to the Lord. And this was something that I had very clearly been wrestling with for quite a while. And I very clearly heard the Lord call me into full-time ministry. I made a commitment that day because I was finally fully surrendered to follow the Lord and serve him in full-time ministry. And the next couple weeks were packed full with fear and excitement, confusion and trust, just a frustration with unsupportive parents and of freedom from this pressure to compete in my studies and my extracurriculars. And I can now very excitedly say that following graduation, I will be going into full-time ministry. And again, I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I'm at a place of peace and joy with where the Lord is leading me, and excitement for his plan to unfold, because I know that it's far greater than anything that I could ever create for myself. So although the picture of my future isn't yet clear, whatever it is, I want it.